We were actually in this situation once where we had no water for a whole week, and it was terrible. Although not really, because we were prepared. It was just super inconvenient. Okay, let's go. Hi everyone, Morgan here. So the very first thing that we're going to be talking about is we had no water, which meant I was not going to use my precious stored water on flushing the toilet. What we did instead was we used our bucket toilet, which I have shown in past videos, but we've used our bucket toilet. And that was honestly the easiest thing to do so that we didn't have to keep going out to like our rain catchment system and having to get water to flush it. We did that a couple times. We have a rain catchment system. And so I was at the very beginning for like literally like a day, I was getting water from the rain catchment to flush the toilet. But after that, I was like, no more wasting precious water. So we have a lot of stored bottled water. We have this size, plus we have gallon sizes, but this is like our everyday drinking water. And then our gallon size was used for like washing our hands or larger things like if we had, when we had to do some dishes. We used a lot of paper plates and plastic utensils in place of having to constantly do dishes. Like we were cooking, but we weren't having to constantly do these dishes. We were just focusing on the dishes that we were cooking with. So for our regular everyday eating on plates and bowls and utensils, we were using this so that we didn't have to use extra water for washing those everyday dishes. That really helped to reduce a little bit of water. When it came to cooking, if I was making pasta or rice, I would use canned chicken broth instead of water. First of all, it tastes more yummy. Second of all, I don't have to use any water to do it. I just have this canned chicken broth and I can use it. I use it every day anyway. So during a water crisis, it was just a normal everyday thing for me. So we do have a freeze dryer, and I say that because we do have a lot of freeze-dried food. Not only food that I've freeze-dried myself, but just freeze-dried food that I've bought from companies, right? So I do have a lot of freeze-dried food, so if we were going to break into that, of course, we would be using our regular water supply, and we have enough stored for that. Knowing how much water you drink on a regular basis, as well as the food that you have stockpiled that needs water, is part of water storage. So because this was not a blackout, it was just no water, we also have a ton of water stored in this freezer as well as our freezer out in our garage. So we're able to use that water as well. And I just showed you a little bit of our rain catchment as well, which helps to water gardens. It helps for hygiene purposes. We use that to fill our solar shower bag, and we used our rain catchment to fill this, and then we would put it in the sun, warm it up, and there you go. We had nice warm water for showers. Of course, they were very quick showers, but we definitely, this came in really good handy. Yes, I said really good handy. In between showers, we would use this no rinse just to kind of give us like a little clean. We had hand sanitizer if we didn't want to like do an official hand wash or didn't need to, but then we have containers like this. Like I said, we also have the gallon, but we have containers like this that are filled with water so that if we want to use this to wash hands or dishes or anything like that, this is a super easy and convenient way to have water for that kind of purposes. We lived life completely normal. We had all our drinking water and we didn't have to go to the store once during the water crisis. You know, we had literally all the water we needed. After the water did come back on, we did go to the store and replenish, right? And we weren't out of water, but it's one of those things where when the crisis is over, you go and replenish your water, okay? Now, if we had to go get water, we absolutely could have. And if this was like an SHTF situation, we could have actually gone and hauled water and then come back and purified it with our mini purification methods. But that was not this case. This was just an everyday scenario in which we had a plumbing issue and we had to have the water shut off for a week. And those are just the few things that we did to get by during that week. Luckily, we were prepared and we didn't have to rush off to the store to get any supplies because we were just good to go. And it was just kind of like okay, now we get to use our prep sort of deal. Sure, being without running water is definitely an inconvenience. We've lived off grid without running water, without even a well before. So it really wasn't that big of a shock or a change of pace for us. But yeah, I mean, it's inconvenient, you know. Now, I have a question for you. Comment down below and let me know, could you go 24 hours without going to your faucet or taking a shower or anything like that? Do you have enough water to last just 24 hours? Let me know. Like this video and subscribe for more content like this and other things in the future. Thank you all so much for watching. Conquer Tomorrow by Preparing Today, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.